Exiles, Barbarians, Pirates, Rogues, Bandits, and Poets. Um, so yeah, I am here in Conan Exiles, and please ignore that bottom message. That was last night. I was coasting through some Iron Banner, and no, actually, it didn't matter. Out of the 5 matches that I played, uh, we won 4 of them, and I lost 1 of them. Maybe it was 4 matches. I lost 1 in. I don't know. It didn't matter. It really didn't. I got some pretty decent, okay XP and loot, and that was about it. I'm still on the hunt for a good, basic, forgiving sniper rifle. Nothing end game. Just I need to land some shots and get precision kills. And that's the crazy part, because I am seriously not a fan of snipers. I mean, I used to try to want to be good with them, and I had a really good sniper back in Destiny 1. It was an Amalon. I can't remember the specific name of it, but it was an Amalon sniper. It has that nice boxy, looked like a Tau Fire Warrior's pulse rifle, which kind of played a little bit into the affinity I had towards it, but it had a fantastic stability. It was, well, back in Destiny 1, snipers actually meant something, for the most part. Now it seems like, everything's like super flinch, unless you've got aimbots, which of course I don't. And it's just a pain in the ass to try to, play any kind of a decent PvP with the snipers in Destiny right now. And the curious thing is that I have all the other pinnacle/ritual weapons from Crucible. I got the Mountaintop, I got the Recluse, I got the Komodo. What else was there that's of any significant memory? That's it, really. I mean, those are the ones that I really thought about the most that I wanted, and I got them. And I'm not a big fan of linear fusion rifles either. I am, more towards the bow type. If I'm going to go for a single shot precision killer, it's either going to be hand cannons or it's going to be bows. And I don't want to sound like, that guy, but that is kind of basically, that is me. That is all I care about. So is this looking a little bit more symmetrical now? Okay, cool. Now, I want to talk about this thing. This is my, this is a forward operating base. I guess you can call it that. No, that's actually not. This is here to farm for foals and for named barbarians. So, oh yeah, and these guys here, the puffballs. These are my boss killers. Because I plan to do more archery in this with this character, I'm going to use more poison gas arrows. Now, unfortunately, going on horseback with these is going to be a little bit difficult. Running a follower, I'm going to have to make sure that he's got a nice beefy amount of health. And I have 2 choices, actually, with the archer boss farmer that I was going to be building here. I was either going to go with poison arrows and put a gas mask on my follower, and make sure that I do as much damage to the boss as possible, so that my follower doesn't take too much lethal damage, or do healing arrows, because healing arrows do not impede enemies. They whoa, what the hell are you doing here? Was there a mud crab under there or something? Yeah, I am not liking the axe. I'm going to go back to the javelin. I just unlocked hardened steel javelins, and then believe it or not, hardened steel weapons are like the only thing that I do with hardened steel. I don't do tools. Hardened steel tools are just not worth it. In fact, a lot of the hardened steel weapons aren't really worth it, but the javelin has a significant damage bump, and the axes do too. I did try a club build for a little while. I ran sword and shield forever. And I found out that, for maximum DPS, or damage per second, which includes your initial hits plus the damage over time effects and the area of effect of the swings, axes are pretty damn good. Sunder is great for tearing down hardened bosses and undead, but, the most of the shit I'm going to be fighting in this game on this character is going to bleed. So I want to put some bleed in there, and running with the javelin, running with the pike, nice pokey, and then of course the axe for the whole. So yeah. Anyway, So being a farming base, as that one is, I want to secure it, and I was like, you know, eventually I'm going to get to a certain level, people are going to start taking notice of that level, and they're going to be thinking like, oh yeah, he's fair game. Because I am playing on a PvP server, and I fully expect to get my ass raided, if not purged. And so I started thinking about, well, you know, I've got it in the water, but that's not going to stop a purge, that's not going to stop raiders. They're going to still want to get up there. And when I was on this, when I first got to this server, this area was pretty well opened up, and there was this one place. There was a guy out there who had a small shack and a stable, and it had decayed, which seems to be pretty par for this neighborhood. People build here for a while, and they get bored, and they go off and let things decay. Let me get some food. Anyway, so I decided to go ahead and build. Not really the next. So I came back out about 4 days ago, and these guys were building here. And I'm like, oh yeah, cool. But they had their shit all out in the open, and so I had some extra loot on me that I wasn't going to be eating, some hide and shit like that. So I put it all in their station, and the dude that was out here at first, he came out, whipped out a weapon immediately, which is, like I said, it's a PvP server. And I did my usual, celebration emote, which was just basically, have a drink, wah-ha-ha. Anyway, that's how you can cancel the emote real fast. So yeah, so I built this box at first. It's just a box basically. It's 3 blocks wide by 8 blocks deep, and it's enough to fit a wheel of paint and a stable. And then of course I added in these couple of decks here to put in some crafting stations because I was spending some time here. Then I started looking at their stuff, and I was like, that's a pretty interesting design. I mean, it's got a nice aesthetic to it, and they're doing a pretty good job. And I forgot all about the fact that you could do wedges and fences. So I built this porcupine-looking thing here, and now it's kind of like, yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about this. It's not normally something that I do. I either go tier 3 right off as soon as I can, or I just don't bother. But with this idea, guess what I can do here? I can tease the boss over, and then hop up and gas the fuck out of his ass, all the while keeping my followers safe and secure inside my base. Now the problem is that I have this situation going on, which of course I could take down every day before I sign off, which would keep people from raiding me during raid hours easily. I mean, seriously, this will all come down with a single jar. This will all come down with the jar. It is not end game by any stretch of the matter. I thought I heard like somebody shooting stuff. Okay. Let's see. One more level? 2 more levels. 2 more levels, I think. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm just kind of like tidying up the design. There's my horse, my first horse. Oh, you guys gotta check this guy out. Okay, check this out. He is so cool. Look at his stats. Bang. That vitality, though. I don't care about the accuracy. I'm not going to be doing arrows off of a horse. I just can't get it. It's like me playing a warlock. I'm just wasting resources playing that mode. But on foot with a bow, yeah, this is gonna be fun. Now, because I probably will have a horse near me when I do the boss fight, my idea is that I'm gonna need to set my horse down somewhere in a bedroll so that I could, respawn back to that point if I get murdered. Have some backup armor on the horse just in case, or some healing potions. And then I might actually do better shooting healing arrows if I use my follower without the actual, that way, because I don't have to invest in like heavy armor for him and stuff. I could just farm some of the NPC names to get armor off of them. But anyway, so yeah, I got 1 on the stable, and I got 1 in the cooker, and I've got another 1 on him, and I got 1 of the named guys. So, don't know what's going to go on with that one. I'm going to make some fodder and make that a white horse. And we got this going on. And I'm making an elevator. So that's what I was talking about. So, the problem is that how am I going to get shit up and down? I don't want to keep building, and rebuilding this thing anymore. Okay, toddler. You do get to pick your character's voice. Unfortunately, yeah, they make a lot of noise. Um, okay. So yeah, so I'm looking at my neighbors, and I was like, hey, that's a pretty nifty idea. Now, they're all, of course, in tier 2. Oh, seriously, guy? This dude. This guy, all the fucking time. I swear to God, he spawns like every 30 minutes. Well, maybe 20 minutes even. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So grumpy. Alright, so I'm gonna have to pick up some more stone. So that's kind of the reasons why, like I said, I like playing different servers because everybody approaches the region, an area, differently with their builds. And it's not just what they build, it's why they build and how they build. Well, I guess that's a what also. What and why, what and how is kind of the same thing. This this looks like it's just a basic base camp. These guys were on earlier, but I didn't see them running around their base or anything or farming. So my guess is that they're probably further downriver. I asked for this one. This was my... Jeez. Pretty grumpy. So that's that. I should probably head back to camp and get myself a repair kit anyway. Oh, okay, that's what that noise was. I have boogers because I have allergies. There we go. Da 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 da. Now I'm a little happier with the way this thing looks. This is kind of nice. Open top designs are typically not a good idea, but I mean, shit, dude. I mean, someone could build a trebuchet right there between us and just fucking, you know. Oh, I would personally, and look, I mean, when I get enough followers, you know, I could actually just go ahead and start setting them up in this stuff. And that would be just crazy. Damn. Yeah, so dreaming big. No. I like a server that is PvP, because if in fact you want to go there with a fight, you can fight. And you don't have to do like this rampaging mad dog kind of shit, where you're just blasting anything in your way. I mean, you could. I mean, that's... The developers do kind of have that as a thing. Yeah. That was funny sounding. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, actually, we're looking for a flawless medium tacit for my follower. Let's see. So now we can go ahead and start working on tier 2ing this whole thing. Ah. Oh, of course I'm encumbered, dingus. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people play the game with the survive, build, dominate kind of situation. And you know what's so funny is that if I remember way back when this game was being announced for console, they had a bunch of PlayStation ads. This is how will you survive in his world? How will you dominate in his world? And it's this actor playing Conan, of course, or the ubiquitous Conan-esque barbarian. Ooh, we got some lagging. Let's find out what's going on. No, nobody on the list. Okay. If you're a lagging, you're a dragon. Okay. So wait, now I can go ahead and I can pop this out of here because I don't think I need this anymore. Do I have enough to build? I have 1, 2. I need two of these and 4 of these. 4 fences. Right? Actually, 6 fences, I think. No, 4. See, the idea that I figured out what these guys are doing next to me was that the wedge foundations do offer... the strength is not in the wedge itself, but in the fact that you can actually add more fences to it. Because when you get an impact on the foundation, on the spot, if you're aiming for the fence, say with explosive arrows, I mean, as a tier 1, a stack of explosive arrows will tear open a wall pretty damn easily. But you really do you really want to invest in that? You know, that's the thing. And a lot of people would go ahead and say, well, yeah, but that's because they would just want to raid anyway, because that's their thing. But finding a server that is kind of like, you know, they have wars, but they're organized, is a whole lot more enjoyable than just kind of being there and constantly getting murdered. Although it's kind of like, you know, well, I don't know. It's a complicated thing. You see, that's the funny thing, is that I'm trying to figure out in my head what it is about Conan Exiles, regardless of whether or not I get my ass destroyed, that keeps me playing, because, and not even worried about being raided. And I'll tell you what it is. It's that the progression is there for you. The game is there for you. Funcom, because of the volume of players that they have at you know, playing their game, they don't have the man hours to cover every server and have an arbitration, and that's not the point of the game. The point of the game is to be the most open sandbox experience possible, which is why there's a lot of bugs and a lot of people go, hoo hoo hoo, where's bugs in the game? Yeah, you know, buck up. You know, it's not you know, it's not that terrible. You know, I really don't need this fence here, but yeah. Anyway, back to this point. So, you know, blasting away, the first thing you got to do is you have to clear all the anti-climb. Okay, that's the first thing you got to try to do. Then you got to fucking, you know, breach the wall. So once you clear the anti-climb, you're breaching the walls. But these aren't normal walls. These are fence foundations, which you can stack on yourself on top of each other as long as you've got direct contact to the ground below. That does not work if you're trying to connect them to a foundation below. You have to build the fence foundation from the ground up, literally from the ground up. I haven't explored or experimented with hanging fence foundations. In other words, putting a fence foundation on a, like building a pillar, like say that arch right there, okay? Say that little arch right there. You put some sandstone pillars in there, you bring them all the way down, and then you go ahead and you connect some foundations via ceilings. It gets really complicated. Now, if you can get some foundations connected to this structure right there, the theory is that you should be able to connect fence foundations as walls along that side. I don't know if it'll actually work. I might actually go ahead and try that out on my offline server just to kind of see what was happening. But anyway, so, whoops, I almost biffed myself pretty hard there. Oh, I have extra. I thought it said I needed 8. I went for 10. That's okay. We're not going to be upset about that. Let's go ahead and put all this shit in here for now. And put this asshole in here. There we go. It's got some pretty good resources around here. Alright, so then what I would do is I struggle. So I'd get up here, and I'd come over here, and I've got my elevator right there. There we go. So then what happens is that I have my capture, and then I just hop up. That might actually, I might have to break the wall. I might have to break the foundation to get in and out. But let's ride an elevator. Woohoo! Sad, isn't it? I'm like level fucking 55, and this is the first time I rode an elevator on the server. Well, actually, it's not. This is actually the server that I came out to when I first started playing the game. And, see, now I don't have to worry about it. I just keep the elevator with me. See, if I take the elevator down... Ow, that still hurt. But then I can still go ahead and pop it up there. Boom. See? There we go. Then I just get on. Of course, it takes a little bit longer than I like. But now the only way to get in is with the elevator. So, taking their plan, well, they may do an elevator too. They might have a door down there that leads to a false wall. You just hop over this shit, and that's it. You got it. Isn't that freaking amazing? The things you can learn from other people if you just take the time to look at them and not just blast away at shit. Oops. Anyway, so that's kind of all I wanted to share real fast, is that one of the reasons why I love going out to other servers, or, you know, being on a server and then like kind of basically ghosting it for a while, is because you get all this neat stuff. You get to see all this neat stuff, and you get to find out that, you know, there's more than one way to solve a biome problem, or to play the game in that sense. And yeah, that's about all I wanted to share. You guys have fun.